All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. Gabriel had me call y'all because we were going through some of the offers, and we had our first round of meetings with everyone. We thought we'd just meet with you again. We were pleased to hear that you hadn't made any moves on any vehicles, so
Sure.
thank you for coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I guess we haven't finally decided, if you will.
Of course.
I guess I can kind of start by asking you. Your guy down here on the end said that you were meeting with a potential buyer. I believe the offer was $14,000 cash. How did that go?
Gabriel, was it?
Yeah,
Gabriel, just be on that.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay, sure, absolutely.
But we do not want to disclose that information.
Oh, perfectly fine.
Just
Obviously, you're back here. It didn't work well, but anywho, I believe when we concluded last, we were up to 16. What is it? 6'8"? Was that right? 6'8". Yeah, that's right. Again, so I guess I'll kind of start there and see what your feeling is there.
Well, I just want to restate that I'm still at the price of $11,000.
Okay.
And I will say that I'm willing to lose the cost due to the obvious depreciation, but $6,800, I believe, is still an unfair offer. Take into account that the Jetta is still valued at $17,000 to $20,000.
Whoa.
The car is completely paid off, so there will be no need for any transfer payments.
Sure.
The car has never been in an accident. I've been very good with maintenance, so the engine is close to perfect. The reason why I chose to replace the parts was for personal preference, for performance, not due to riding the car too hard. The car has 51,000 miles, yes, but it was solely due for commuting to work. And the lifespan of the car still has a substantial amount remaining. The car was purchased with another thing that my accountant has been.
Yeah, I found that paperwork for you. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that. No, go ahead.
Was that we purchased the car with a 100,000 mile warranty, which is left with 49,000 left.
That's a bumper to bumper. So that means that anything that's wrong with the car, defects or anything like that, right here in the paperwork, they will take care of it for you. And that's dealership work. That is not a personal mechanic. So that adds a little value to the car, wouldn't you say?
So before I answer that question, I'm going to direct a question or two to your mechanic here. He should be able to understand eye to eye where we're coming from. Again, you're a licensed mechanic. These guys did kind of confirm that there's a warranty on the vehicle. You are aware, and so I won't ask you if you're aware. What I will say, I'll restate what you did state on our initial meet. These performance parts to the engine, increase in horsepower, if you will.
Yes.
With warranty, any work done to...
I already checked and it does not void the warranty at all.
So any engine work, I'll let you know personally, any engine work...
Any engine work that I've done has not voided the warranty.
How so, if these are performance parts?
Because I checked the dealership before and saw them.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see documentation there, but...
Well, we haven't gone into a full breakdown of what work was actually done on the car, so why are we saying that engine work was done? We just said performance parts.
So, performance parts are
But that's a very
engine-related.
broad category.
No, so performance parts,
It can include engine parts.
and that's what we had agreed on last time. This horsepower increase.
As long as, they said, as long as it does not involve any of the internals, which I do not mess with the internals.
The internals.
Yes.
Explain internals.
Pistons, crankshaft, camshaft, anything of that nature.
Yeah, that's one of those documentation type things. But I will tell you that any motor enhancement, and that's what it is. You want to go faster. It's a motor enhancement. That automatically voids warranty. So from where we're
That
standing,
will vary from dealership to dealership too. They each have their own warranty. They're not all the same. They're not.
So you call it Volkswagen?
Hmm?
So you know
Yeah,
personally
yes.
Volkswagen? Okay.
yeah. So I'll say from where my family is standing, and me kind of being the head of the household, I would say my mechanical background and the understanding and operations and how mechanics work. Any performance parts added to an engine 100% voids your warranty. So we're going to take we're not going to use that as leverage on our side. We're not going to take that into consideration. Moving forward, I would say, is there anything else you would like to point out about your vehicle?
It does have a 5-star safety rating. I also want to point that out too. It does have a 5-star safety rating.
And what that built on is, I believe there was a question as to the safety of the car last time when we spoke, and that it was, I don't want to say unfairly stated, but it was maybe mistakenly stated that, that the car was not safe. But we did review it, and looking at the 2013 to the 2014 model, there was a jump, and it is a 5-star overall crash rating, and that's 4.4 on the sides, and that's 5.0 in the middle, from the front. So we just wanted to make sure that we were testing to the safety of the car. Just because we're going along the line of, you're saying that you're looking at a Jeep, and we just want to make sure that your son is safe and that he has a safe car.
Absolutely.
A small note, it may have a 5-star crash safety rating. However, just did a little bit of research online. I go to Consumer Affairs, and out of 402 reviews, 5% rated at 5 stars, 4% rated at 4 stars, 4% rated at 3 stars, 72% rated at 1 star. So,
Well, any independent site's going to do that for you. They're going to have different ratings and such. So, that's the account of the people who came on that site. But this is the National Highways TSA group that said that this is a 5-star overall crash rating.
Yes.
So I would go with the federal approved rating before I'd go with the independent site.
also a lot of NHTSA complaints on the car as well for the 2014 Volkswagen Jetta.
What in particular are you thinking? Or are you looking at?
Some problems with 2014 Volkswagen Jetta, and NHTSA backs up these problems as well.
Can you speak as to any particular items that were of note here? You're just saying that there's issues, but you can say that for any car.
From the engine to electrical problems to brake problems, fuel system problems to interior accessory issues as well.
And that's why we see you bring the mechanics and you make maintenance frequently because of these problems. So you know that. Hold on. You know that this car they have a problem. That's why you make frequent maintenance.
Frequent maintenance can be preventative. If I do maintenance, is it always because the car is broken? No, it's because I'm trying to be safe.
The frequent, yeah.
Yeah, but the car itself, the model have already been analyzed as it has the problems. That's why you do maintenance frequency. I have the car. Everything's working very good. I don't do every month or every 3 months. I do every 6 months. The only thing which I do is oil change. If the car is running good, oil change, put some water, a little bit, that's it.
Well, you must have.
That's personal preference. You want to do maintenance every 6 months? That's on you. That's perfectly fine.
Why did you do every 6 months? Why did you do that? That's where the car has the problems.
No.
Well, here, let's slow down a minute. I think we're.
Why would you
let's,
say- why would you
well,
say
hold on,
that?
Esteban, you mind if I just jump in here? Now we've spoken to the idea that the car has been driven 51,000 miles and it's been in 2 years, so that we do agree that is a little bit more above average. To meet that above average driving, we have increased frequency of the maintenance to make sure that Gabriel is able to go back and forth to work. Now, Gabriel, this car was used primarily for what? For driving on highways, and where were you driving?
From the Humble area to downtown.
Okay, if you drive those small few miles, you don't need to make a frequent maintenance unless the car is about 100,000 miles.
Well, hey,
Below that one,
Dad,
you don't need to make a-
Dad, what do you think, Alex?
Let me get us back on track
Yeah.
here. I think backing up, we're going to go back to budget. So whether this car is in perfect condition or it's in poor condition, it just doesn't fit our pockets. We just can't afford it. That's point blank, right? You guys are looking to sell a car, and we're looking to potentially buy a vehicle if the price is right? So whether you have a Lamborghini engine or you have a Pinto engine, it's the money that's going to be that weighing factor for us. If you understand what I mean. Like I mentioned last or our initial meet, a $2.5 million house half off might be a deal to one person. It's just not my deal, right? So I think if we can find a common ground as to what's acceptable in terms of price, then we could potentially leave here tonight with a deal.
Sure.
Otherwise, I would say, I mean, you and I would both have to kind of keep looking. You would be
Yeah,
looking for
of course.
a buyer, and I'd be looking for a vehicle.
What I think is that we cannot go for it being 2 years old, only 2 years old.
Mhm.
We cannot depreciate the car less like a quarter of the cost of what it originally was. Like it just doesn't add up. Like to go from what you initially offered was $5,500.
Sure, absolutely.
So-
That's to me that's lowballing.
Okay, wait. So then that goes back to the question I asked you the last meeting: is why you dropped that 1,000, but you didn't really have an explanation for why you chose that number. So how can you say that you don't know that you're going to drop any more when you don't really have a basis for why you dropped that much in the first place?
Because we're trying to make a deal. If we're
Right,
trying
but
to
you
make a
also
deal-
have to account other factors. It's not just because you feel bad and you want to give us a better price. I mean, there has to be reasons why you got to a certain number.
Those are my personal. That's my personal reason. Like I don't want to disclose any personal reasons why I do certain things. And that's why I want to keep it that way. So I don't want any leverage happen in regards to that. And I cannot depreciate the car that much for it only being 2 years old.
Do you guys want to take 5 for this second?
Son?
Yeah, I think a few minutes would be a good idea.